Celestial blessings, my name is Helen Demetriou and today I'm going to make for you Mabon apple crumble. Now this is a recipe that I've put together bits and pieces of different recipes over the years to find one that I really find delicious. Now, please excuse me if I'm snivelling, I've got the flu and my children, I promised my children I'd make them this, so you know, being a mother, we don't go back on our word because otherwise they complain. So you're going to need for this a baking dish, usually Pyrex is good, a sharp knife, 2 bowls, lots of apples, about 6 to 7 apples, ground cinnamon, oats, ground almonds, walnuts, coconut, light brown sugar, white sugar, flour, butter and vanilla sugar. I'll list all the ingredients on the in the underbar. Now the apple is very sacred, and automatically when you think about the harvest you think about apples. And I'll show you something. You probably have already you've already know this, but I'm going to show you something which you may not know. Well, that apple doesn't look very good, have to core that well. Look at that. Now, what does that represent? It looks like a 5-petal flower, but it also is the pentagram. And this is why the apple, is so sacred, especially if you have faith in the pentagram. Now, the first thing I'm going to say to you is, don't do the apples first. The reason being is because they go brown. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make the crumble part. Now, for this, you're going to be using your flour. Now, you need 1 cup of flour for this. So, let me open everything up. You need 1 cup of flour. I'm going to put just a little bit more in because I'm going to make a little bit more. I always like to have a thick crumble on the top. So 1 1/4, but you can just use 1. Because like I said, I always measure things by eye most of the time. Then you're going to need 3/4 of a cup of rolled oats, because we know that oats is very fitting with Mabon. It's all about the harvest. So you need 3/4. I'm going to put 1 because of the flour. Into this, we're going to need to put 3/4 cup of coconut. I love coconut. You don't have to put coconut in if you don't want to. It just gives it a lovely consistency and a crunchiness. You can use it without if you want. I'm also going to put in some cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And I'm hoping this video doesn't get too long. And then you're going to put in 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. Now the brown sugar caramelizes and it gives it a beautiful texture. It makes it lovely and crispy on the top, but more gooey on the inside. So I'm going to put in that. Oops. Yeah, you can see I'm fast because I do all this all the time. And you're going to need 1/4 of a cup of ground almonds. You don't have to put this in again, I just put it in because I like the texture. And the vanilla sugar, I think they're about 5 grams for each of these sachets. If you don't have that, you can just buy the liquid form in the little bottle. And then you need to put in 2/3 of a cup of soft butter. So I've got my butter here, and that's 2/3 of a cup. I know from measurement because I do this so many times. And what you do is, with your fingertips, start to mix all of the ingredients in so that they resemble breadcrumbs. So you just do it with your fingertips, just keep mixing them. Now because I don't have ground walnuts or broken up walnuts. I'm going to have to do it myself because I didn't have any in the shop. So you're going to need about 1/4 of a cup just to give it an added crunch. It's about that much. And you're going to put it in a bag. So this is just in case you can't find ground walnuts. And with your rolling pin or anything else, other heavy object, just pound on them like this. You see, if you can't find the things, you just have to improvise. And living in Cyprus, I've had to learn to improvise a lot. Things I can't find, and you just add that to your mixture like that. Oh, the bean's gone. And just give it a good old mix. So that just gives it a bit of crunch. Again, you don't have to put this into your crumble. If you can't take nuts, that's completely up to you. This is also a great menu, a great vegetarian dish. If you're vegan, then I'm sure there's some kind of substitute for butter. And we don't want to go with the problem with that again, do with the argument about the vegan bit. So the next thing we're going to do is apples. Now, I don't have an apple corer. I used to have once upon a time in a land far, far away. But unfortunately, I don't have any. So what you're going to do is you're going to get a bowl, and I'll just show you how to do one apple. You just go around. If you've got an apple peeler, a potato peeler, you can use those. I never use those because they take forever and I hate wasting, because I'm always in a rush when I'm doing things anyway. You know, you're going to save everything and you're going to chop it up to use as an offering to nature. You can, if you want, you can just put it under a tree. You can put it in your plants as an offering, and also the goodness from that will just go into the soil and it will nourish the soil. And as you see, I'm just cutting them into, I'm peeling them, cutting into corners and just cutting out the inside. Now, because of the state of some of the insides of the apples, some of them were rotten, I've had to end up using 9 apples. Now, with the leftovers, right, it's a shame to throw this away. Either you can put it in a blender or a food processor and give it as a fertiliser, a natural fertiliser to your plants, your herbs, your trees, or you can chop it up really small and leave it around the base of a tree, which I'm sure some small creature will make a beautiful meal out of that. So we're not only taking from nature, we're giving back to nature. And here, I've already cut them up, and this is what you do, just slice them. You don't have to be really articulate, you don't have to be perfect, just slice them up into small pieces. Now usually people, they like to cook the apples before. I don't, because I think we're already losing the nutrients and the vitamins when we're cooking fruits and vegetables anyway. Why do even more? Plus, I find that they become quite slimy. And I don't want that sliminess, I want a little bit of crunchiness. And I don't use cooking apples because you need more sugar because they're bitter. So I use normal apples that you would eat whenever, and I find that way I don't need to use more sugar, and it's a lot sweeter. I just don't like cooking apples, I just don't like them. So you just chop them up, slice them up, small as you like, and then we're going to add the sugar, the butter and the cinnamon. Now, this is all going everywhere. You need about half a cup of white sugar. Now, it says you can use caster sugar. I don't have caster sugar, I just have normal sugar. And I would use 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. If you want more, put more. You can always go by the look of it. If it's too brown, then you know that's too much. And we're going to put about a 1/4 or a cup of butter. We're not going to melt it, you don't have to melt it. You can if you want to, it's completely up to you, and we're going to get our hands all dirty. So we just mix all of that together. Smells absolutely gorgeous. Now, I've been cooking for a long time. I've been cooking since I've been about 6 or 7 years old. And when I was younger, when I was choosing what I was going to do, I was between going to cooking school to learn, well, to hotel catering school, either to learn hotel catering and tourism, or beauty therapy and massage therapy and hairdressing. And in the end I thought, well, my friend's going to do the beauty therapy, and I thought I want to be with my friend. So, plus I love both of it. So I decided that to do that. I don't regret it because, you know, I'm cooking all my life anyway, you know, it's like a curse. I'm only joking. So then I'm just going to wash my hands. And so we've got all that mixed up and it's all delicious and lovely. And you need to heat the oven to about 190 degrees, which is 375 Fahrenheit gas mark 5. And preheat the oven, well, like I've been doing. And then we're going to spoon over this delicious, gorgeous crumble mixture. And we want to get it all even. Delicious, delicious, delish. Told you I'm a bit high. So first we want to get an even mixture over the apples into the corners. And the reason why is I'll show you. So I've got them basically covered, and then I just pat it down just a little bit on the apples. Then the rest, I just pour it in and leave it loose. So then you just smooth that over, get it all into the corner, and it smells really, really good. It smells gorgeous. And I wish I wasn't sick for Mabon, because I've been really looking forward to this. So I'm really upset that I have to get this cold. And just move it around a bit. And this is what I love to do. I'm going to get, now we know in the packed brown sugar, it's always lumps and clumps. Just take a little bit, one of those lumps, and just sprinkle it on the top, and it will caramelise. And if you want, towards the end, you can just wham it under the grill to give it that added crunchiness. So now I'm going to put it in the oven and I'll show you when it's finished. Closer to have a look. I don't know if you can see, but because of the brown sugar, it's got like a crunchy, shiny top. And what I'll do here is I will take a little bit out, a serving out, just to show you the inside, if I can do that nicely without dropping it everywhere with one hand. Whoops. And you can see all the butter's melted inside, and all the butter's melted inside. You have all that gorgeous butteriness. All you can smell is apples and brown sugar and butter and cinnamon. It's gorgeous. You can serve that with ice cream, or you can make some custard, or you can have a dollop of double whipped cream on there. So thank you for watching. Have a great Mabon. Blessings and love. Bye-bye.